Welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a look at some of the news for patch 1.2 along with some of the leaked information for the Shorekeeper's kit. I also want to let everyone know that I'll be doing a giveaway next week for 5 Lunite subscriptions live on my Twitch stream right there to celebrate patch 1.2 along with my YouTube partner milestone. So with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Alright, so first let's start with the dev notes for patch 1.2. A lot of content creators already covered this, so I'm just going to gloss over it really quickly, just a summary up here. Number 1, custom lock-on feature. I think this is really cool. If you didn't know, the way it works right now is when you're out of combat, it locks on to the closest enemy. But once you're in combat, it does this weird thing where it only locks onto the closest enemy if they are in a direct line of sight cone kind of thing ahead of you. Sometimes basically you'll try to lock on to an enemy that's closest to you, but if they're too far off to the right or to the left, you end up locking onto like a really far away enemy just because they're more centered on your screen. So all that is going to go away. You can prioritize now based on whatever you want, and I'll be doing distance for sure. I just want to lock onto the closest person to me, especially when I'm using Calcharo, obviously a melee character. So that's really awesome. That's a nice quality of life change. A new utility hover droid. Oh my god, the amount of times I've had to switch to a gun user, Alto in my case, just to do those puzzles. This is great as well. Really good quality of life upgrade. Now you don't have to switch. You can just stay on whatever melee character you have and use the hover droid to shoot the puzzles, the targets, whatever. Excess waveplate feature. Sure, awesome. You can store your waveplates. Resonator showcase. I think that's really cool, actually. Just a nice little aesthetically pleasing thing. 120 FPS for select PC devices. Interesting. Not a huge deal for me. The game's really smooth, I find, at even 60 FPS, so I'm perfectly happy the way it is, but I don't see any downside for enabling this. I think this is great for those who want to be running it at 120 FPS. Fantastic. Awesome. New Depths of Elusive Realm store reward. There was some news as well for the event regarding the Depths of the Elusive Realm. I think there's going to be a Phantom Echo for the Dreamless, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with some nice red accents and stuff. That information's out there too. I won't get too far into it, but it's going to be cool, so it's going to involve the Dreamless. That's really awesome. More guidebook activity points. Great. Fantastic. And then, of course, the talk of the town, free Zhang Liao 5-star Resonator. Everyone will be getting in the second half of 1.2, so not on launch, not next week, basically on August 15th. It's the day that 1.2 launches. We won't get Zhang Liao just yet, but probably a couple of weeks after that, we're going to be getting a free 5-star, so that's awesome too. Now, here's a couple of interesting new leaks that came out regarding the Shorekeeper's kit. The first one is that she enhances critical hit rate. This is awesome. The amount of times I've been doing Tower of Adversity runs where I was just 1 crit away from actually 3-starring it on my solo Calcharo runs. Cough cough scar, which I did end up doing, of course, and I posted it on YouTube. It's right there if you want to see it. But yeah, this is just going to be another way to increase that critical hit rate, which is really great. One thing that I find really interesting, and this is where a light bulb goes off in my mind, is she takes damage for others, so she takes a small amount of her own HP to basically negate a hit and make it considered a dodge. So the first thing that comes to mind for me when I read that is, oh wow, so my Calcharo death messengers while I'm in his Resonance Liberation are going to be way easier to land with this because I can completely ignore a hit. Not to mention, I can have the Bellborn Echo on top of it. Not to mention the damage reduction that Calcharo already has when he does a Death Messenger. So this is awesome. If these leaks are true, of course. I think that the Shorekeeper will pair very well with Calcharo. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this character. I think I'll be pulling for this character. I didn't pull for Zhang Li. I'm like one of the only human beings, I think, on Earth who did not pull for Zhang Li. But I think that I will definitely be pulling for the Shorekeeper, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Alright, so let's just do a quick overview of my account now, where I'm at currently before patch 1.2 releases. So my Calcharo, my main character, pretty much all of you who have been following know the stats here. Nothing has changed since. I've maxed him out, he's level 90, Lustrous Razor. The Echo set is the same. I'm still memeing with the Golden Spiky Boy as his main Echo. You shouldn't do this if you haven't seen my videos prior to this one. Do not follow these instructions. Anyways, so yeah, I'm running these. And that's about it. And then in terms of abilities, I've maxed everything out. Again, I prioritize this character because he's my favorite character. Sequences, I've got him sequence 2. I'm still working on building up enough corals so that I can purchase S3. I'm very much looking forward to S3 because that's the most significant DPS bump he gets. I'm running him currently pretty much only with Sanwa. That's like my main team that I run in Overworld, other than solo Calcharo. So I'm having a lot of fun just running Sanwa with Calcharo, just as a 2-person team. And my Sanwa is currently at level 80. I am running her with Overture, just to increase Concerto generation. I'm running her with a Moonlit set, so I've got Bellborn as the main Echo, and I'm trying to get a bit of Glacier damage. I'm going to replace this piece with the Glacier damage piece. I just haven't been lucky with those pieces yet, so I'm still rolling those. And yeah, that's about it for my Sanwa. I'm still working on maxing out her skills, so we'll get there. And then I got her S6. One thing that some people aren't really taking into account is that for Calcharo, even when you're in Resonance Liberation, his basic attacks are considered as basic attack damage, not Resonance Liberation damage. So Sanwa is actually pretty good because she boosts basic attack damage with her outro skill. I think they synergize quite well, actually. Even though, of course, technically speaking, Yinlin is the optimal synergy for Calcharo, I just have more fun. I have way more fun, in fact, running this 2-character team currently. Now, my next best character is Jinxie. I have her at level 90. She's my second main DPS, basically. I'm running her currently with the Verdant Summit. Of course, this is not necessarily best in slot for her. The Ages of Harvest, so her own signature weapon, would technically be better. I just don't have it. This is all I have, and this is fine, to be honest. I'm running her, of course, with the Spectral Light set, and I've got the best in slot Jue, in my opinion, for her. I love this thing. This is my favorite Echo. And then I have a few really good pieces as well, a few other really good pieces. So that's about it for my Jinxie. Her skills I haven't maxed out yet either. I'm working on it. I'm prioritizing, of course, Forte Circuit. For those of you who don't know, this is where the bulk of her damage comes from, so prioritize this. I also prioritize the crit rate nodes, as you can see here, because I am notoriously unlucky with my crits. So I just rushed that just to increase how many crits I get and just make it more consistent, basically. In terms of sequences, I do not have any because, well, I didn't want to spend that much money on getting copies of her. Now, those are my main characters. I run Jinxie with Yuanwu and Tao Chi. I run Yuanwu as the main support because of his Thunder Wedge, of course, to help build the Forte Gauge for Jinxie. He's only level 70 currently. I'm running him with the Originite Type 4, as I've shown in some of my other videos. This is only to proc that heal, and I do that because I'm running him with a Rejuvenating set, which is a little bit odd. But I do that, I proc the heal, and then that gives everyone in the team a 15% damage buff. One skill that helps on Yuanwu is this one here. He automatically leaves a Thunder Wedge on the ground whenever you switch off of him. That's super helpful as well. Just one less thing to worry about, basically. Of course, your Forte Gauge has to be empty, or not full, not empty, but it has to be not maxed out for this to happen. If it is maxed out, just hold E, get rid of it, and then proc your heal, use your Bellborn, and switch off. He'll drop a Thunder Wedge automatically. And then sequences, yeah, I managed to get him to max. It's not really necessary. It doesn't hurt. And then I run that with Tao Chi. So I go from Yuanwu to Tao Chi, and then she's at level 70 currently. I'm running her with Discord, otherwise she is miserably slow. The rotation is just way too slow without this. So helps with the Concerto gain. And I run her with a Moonlit set. Her outro is already a massive DPS boost for Jinxie in particular. It gives a 38% resonance skill damage buff. Pair that with a Moonlit set and then go into this from a preceding Yuanwu Rejuvenating set buff. It's pretty good. So it works really well, it synergizes very well. And then in terms of her skills, I haven't really invested much into it. We're getting there. I did manage to get a few copies. This one is pretty nice, actually. It helps her contribute at least a little bit of damage to the fight, because otherwise she's not really contributing too much, to be honest, outside of her outro buff. But this is nice, definitely. Now, aside from that, I've got my Rover. at level 82 out of 90. Commando of Conviction, nothing fantastic here, level 70 still. I'm running him with, of course, the Dreamless set here. This one's a pretty decent echo. It's not bad. His echo set is actually decent. This is a nice piece. This is a pretty nice piece as well. So not bad, but by no means is he maxed out. I'm still working on leveling up his skills, as you can see here. And of course I have him at S3, you just get that from playing the game. Yinlin, I have her at level 80. Personally, I don't really love Yinlin's kit, although I like, of course, the punishment mark mechanic. That's pretty cool. The off-field damage is cool. But personally, I don't have too much fun playing Rectifier users, so I rarely play her these days, to be honest with you. In my personal opinion, I have way more fun playing Sanwa with Calcharo than Yinlin with Calcharo, but that's just me. So I have her at level 80. I do not have her signature weapon. I just wasn't able to get the String Master, so I'm running her with Shorekeeper. I have her with a Void Thunder set currently. Pretty decent pieces as well. This Tempest Mephis is pretty nice. And then a couple of pretty good pieces outside of that as well. Just ignore this. I usually switch Calcharo's Golden Spiky Boy on here whenever I'm using Yinlin, because I'm rarely using the both of them on the same team. So just ignore this random fusion Dread main piece. Anyways, in terms of her skills, not really maxed out yet. Again, I rarely use this character anymore, so I'm not really prioritizing her. Sequences, I have none. Encore, not really prioritized at all. I have her level 80 just in case I need her to fill in for the Tower of Adversity whenever I want to save my Calcharo or my Jinsei tickets, basically. Of course, I don't really run her with a Training Rectifier. I switch the Shorekeeper off of Yinlin whenever I need it, basically. Her Echo set, really nothing great. I mean, this is one of the worst Inferno Riders you could possibly roll. And there's really nothing really great here. This piece is kind of okay, but it has 2 dead substats. It has defense and HP, so I want to switch that out. But I mean, I don't really use this character too much, so I don't mind. Genshin, also not too much use out of her, mainly in tower to group things, and that's about it, really. So I'm not really using anything fancy on her. Marcado, just in case to increase the rotation speed. Moonlit set to buff damage. That's about it, really. I haven't really maxed much out here. And that's honestly about it. Everything else is fairly low level. Like, I haven't really invested much in these other characters here, and then it gets lower and lower. So my 2 main teams, basically, to sum it all up, are Sanwa and Calcharo, and then Jinsei, Yanwu, Taochi. Those are my 2 main teams. So I've been able to pretty much clear everything in the game with these 2 teams. And a few fill-ins every now and then for the first and second floors of the tower, just to save myself some tickets. As you can see, tower is cleared completely, and then of course we've got all of the holograms cleared as well. As many of you know, those of you who followed my channel know, I've cleared most of them as solo Calcharo, except for Tempest Mephis, of course, which I used Jinsei to clear. And yeah, I cleared the depths of the Elusive Realm as well, so there's a little bit of a content drought right now. I've pretty much done everything I could possibly do in the game, and so I'm very much looking forward to patch 1.2 and any new content. I do hope that they release a new hologram boss fight as well. Personally, that's my favorite part of the game. I really love the hologram boss fights. In any case, I'm really looking forward to the patch. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy my content. And also feel free to tune in next week when the patch actually drops. Live on my Twitch stream, I'll be giving away 5 Lunite subscriptions again. All you need to have is a PayPal account, and then just tune into the stream and hang out, and you might win. So that's about it. I'll see you in the next one.